This tutorial is for 5th grade, Course F, Lesson number 4, Part 2. Go ahead and click on number 6 there to get started. Everything that we have done up until this point is still right here, so this is a continuation. If you don't know what this program refers to, please close this video, open up Lesson 4, Part 1, and watch the solution all the way up to puzzle number 5, and then return here. If you are ready, the instructions say switching behaviors. If you want to switch from one behavior to another, you need to stop the old behavior and begin the new behavior at the same time. You can use a new block to make sprites stop their current behaviors, and it looks like this. So this one says sprite stops whatever behavior you're asking them to stop, and then you'll need to connect the behavior to this block using the moving, such as moving east. Do this. Run the code to see what happens, add behaviors to each stops and begins block to make the sprite change from moving east to moving west at 2 seconds. So they're referring to this part of the program right now. You'll notice that there are 2 blue blocks. One of them says sprite stops, the other one says sprite begins, and you can actually add behaviors there. In the original program, it just says that the sprite starts to move east like this. And that's it. In this event, we're going to ask it to stop moving east. So I need to go ahead and get the moving east block, which matches this one right here. We're going to ask it to stop doing this right there. Stop moving east and begin moving west. And it will do this after 2 seconds. A clock should show up in the corner here. Run. You notice that. Okay, good. Let's do that again. This time, please keep your eyes on the clock here. As soon as it hits the number 2, the crab will stop going east and it will actually begin moving west. Click continue when you're ready. This is puzzle number 7. Opposite behaviors. Some behaviors do opposite things, like moving east, moving west, growing, shrinking, or spinning right, spinning left. If a sprite has 2 opposite behaviors, it might seem like the sprite isn't doing anything at all. Do this. Run the code and see what happens at 3 seconds. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. In other words, there's already a slight program that will alter the behavior at 3 seconds. Let's see what that looks like right now. Watch the clock. At 3 seconds, the behavior will change. And then it just stopped. The next bullet says add a sprite stops block under the event. Let's go ahead and find that. Sprite stops. Use this block to stop the old behavior. So spinning left, spinning right. Let's stop the old behavior, which is spinning left. Spinning left, spinning left. There it is. Again, this one matches the original behavior. We're asking it to stop. And then try it again. At the 3 second mark, it stops and starts going the other direction. Very good. Go ahead and click continue. Here is puzzle number 8. In this one, there are 6 activities from which you can choose. You are only required to finish one of them, but you may choose to do 2, 3, or even all of them if you would like to. I'm just going to go ahead and choose the first one as an example. The directions say blast off. This ship is ready to go. Use an at 8 seconds event to make the ship begin moving forward after 8 seconds. Do this. Add an at 8 seconds event block to your workspace. Let's go to events. There it is. At 8 seconds, I'm adding it to my program. Connect a sprite begins block under this event. Go to behaviors. Sprite begins. Make sure that those words are there. Sprite begins. And then give the sprite a behavior to make it blast off, move right across the screen after 8 seconds. So the behavior is to blast off or move right. moving east. I was debating because there's also a move forward block, but I think moving east is going to be better. And this behavior will not begin until 8 seconds. Run. Keep your eyes on the clock there. At which point it blasts off. Again, you are only required to perform one of the puzzles here, or you can do 2 or 3 or more if you'd like. I'm just going to go ahead and click finish because the bubble did in fact turn green just by completing one of them. And again, here is puzzle number 9, and same as before, you have 6 activities from which to choose from. And again, do 1 or 2 or 3 or all of them. I'm just going to go ahead and do this one because to maintain with the space feature from puzzle number 8. The directions say free play, make a scene. This is a project you created during the last lesson. With events, you can now make different things happen over time or when the user presses a key. Do this. Add events to your program, add code under each event. Okay, so right now the background is this. I wonder what other space backgrounds they have. No, they're not going to change that. Let's add a sprite. Make a new sprite that looks like that. I wonder what other ones we have. Oh, it looks like we have an astronaut. I'm going to add a second sprite. I'll do a planet, but I don't want them to be on the same location, so I'm going to change the location of the planet to be here, and I'm going to change the location of the astronaut to be over here. Let's see, locations are there. Behaviors, sprite begins. You know what? I'm going to add that as an event. So at 3 seconds, sprite begins, and this is for the astronaut. What should we make him do? Let's make him shrinking after 3 seconds. And let's do another event. This time, oh, you know what? Let's use the other one. I'm going to write when the right arrow is pressed, and that's this arrow right here. What should we do? I think the planet, and it has to be the same one, should start growing. Why not? So the astronaut will start to shrink after 3 seconds, and the planet will actually start to grow when I click the right arrow, like this. Run the program, click him, click the right arrow. There we go. And that's just an example. Of course, you can change anything you want on this one. But when you are done, you're satisfied with your product, you can just click finish. Click finish here again. Back to this page, the bubble is already green, so I'm going to go ahead and click finish one last time. And because that is the end of the unit, you get to the page with the certificate. Do not do anything here. This just means that you are simply completed the unit and you can close code.